In the silent chambers of the soul where the tumult of the world fades into whispers, there exists a timeless philosophy, a beacon of stillness amidst the chaos. This philosophy, known as Stoicism, is not merely a set of doctrines but a way of life, offering a sanctuary for those seeking tranquility in a tempest-tossed existence. It beckons us to embark on a profound journey inward, to discover the serene waters that lie beneath the stormy surface of our emotions. As we set sail on this odyssey to master the art of inner peace, we do not journey alone. Together, we explore the Stoic path to calm the tempest of anger within us, guided by the stars of ancient wisdom that have illuminated the way for millennia. This voyage is a pilgrimage of the heart and mind, seeking the keys to unlock the chains of anger that bind us. With each step on this path, we follow in the footsteps of the great Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, whose teachings are not relics of a bygone era, but living wellsprings of insight, as relevant now as they were in the days of the Roman Empire. Their wisdom invites us to look inward, to question the sources of our ire, and to embrace a life led by virtue, reason, and compassion. As we navigate through the 10 Stoic steps to tranquility, we are reminded that the journey to overcoming anger is not a quest for suppression, but for understanding. Not a battle to be fought, but a harmony to be achieved. This journey challenges us to transcend our fleeting emotions and to anchor ourselves in the bedrock of Stoic virtue. A quest not just for the peace of the individual, but for the peace of our shared human spirit. Join us then, as we embark on this timeless odyssey, a voyage that takes us beyond the ephemeral waves of anger to the calm, uncharted waters of inner peace. Through the wisdom of Stoicism, let us discover the strength within ourselves to navigate life's storms with grace, to live not at the mercy of our emotions, but in the light of our highest virtues. Together, let us set sail towards a horizon where the soul knows no anger, only the boundless peace of a life well lived. The inner origin of anger. Our odyssey begins with a revelation from the heart of Stoic thought. Anger is birthed not from the actions of others, but from the shadows of our own perceptions. Epictetus, with his penetrating insight, reminds us, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. It is our interpretation of events, not the events themselves, that kindles the flame of anger within us. To quell these flames, we must first illuminate the dark corners of our mind, transforming our perspective from within. The sanctity of the pause. In the crucible of emotion, wisdom whispers the power of the pause. Marcus Aurelius, a sage who wore the mantle of emperor, teaches us the strength of stillness. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Before we let anger steer our course, we must anchor ourselves in the haven of introspection, allowing the waters of reason to quench the fires of haste and regret. The reflection of expectations. Our voyage often finds tempests in the uncharted waters of unmet expectations. Seneca, the statesman and philosopher, guides us to navigate these turbulent seas by charting a course true to the nature of the world and humanity. By aligning our sails with the winds of reality, we transform our expectations into vessels of acceptance and understanding, rather than ships of frustration and anger. The compass of empathy. To dissolve the ice of anger, we must kindle the warmth of empathy. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, counsels us to view the actions of others through the lens of compassion and understanding, asking ourselves, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? In seeing our reflection in others, the chasm of anger narrows, bridged by the shared humanity that binds us all. The impermanence of life. The fleeting nature of existence casts the shadows of our angers into relief. Epictetus, with the clarity of a star in the night sky, reminds us that we are but actors in a play of uncertain length. This awareness, like the dawn, disperses the darkness of anger, illuminating our days with the light of gratitude and the preciousness of the present moment. The pursuit of virtue. In the quest for tranquility, virtue is our North Star. The Stoic path teaches us that the highest good lies not in the material or the external, but in the purity of our actions and the integrity of our character. When faced with provocation, we must ask, is this in harmony with my pursuit of virtue? This question, like a rudder, steers us away from the reefs of anger and towards the open seas of nobility and grace. The power of reason. Our greatest ally against the specter of anger is the sword of reason. Seneca, with the acumen of a scholar and the heart of a philosopher, advises, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. In the sanctuary of reflection, we allow the light of logic and understanding to penetrate the fog of our initial impulses, revealing a path forward marked by wisdom and restraint. The freedom of forgiveness. To release the chains of anger, we must embrace the liberation of forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius, sovereign of an empire, yet a servant of wisdom, recognized that in forgiveness we find peace not just for others, but for ourselves. In the act of letting go, we reclaim our freedom, unburdened by the weight of resentment and malice. The gift of adversity. Each encounter with anger brings with it a hidden treasure, the opportunity for growth. Epictetus challenges us to view our trials not as burdens but as the forge in which our character is tempered and our resilience is strengthened. In the crucible of adversity, we discover not only the depths of our own fortitude, but the heights of our potential for compassion and empathy. The practice of peace. The Stoic journey is not one of idle contemplation, but of lived experience, a daily practice of embodying the principles of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It is through the consistent application of these virtues that we construct the inner citadel of peace, a fortress within which the storms of anger cannot prevail. As we stand at the threshold of a newfound understanding, gazing back over the path we have traversed, let us hold fast to a revelation of profound significance. Our journey through the tenets of Stoicism, our quest to quell the tempest of anger within, is more than a mere exercise in self-discipline. It is an odyssey of the soul, a pilgrimage towards the essence of what it means to be truly human. In embracing these steps, we do not simply shield ourselves from the arrows of anger. We illuminate the darkness of misunderstanding with the torch of wisdom. We learn that every person we encounter, every challenge that tests our patience, is not an adversary, but a guide, leading us toward greater understanding, compassion, and connection with the world around us. This journey is not one we undertake alone. As we walk this path, we walk as part of an invisible legion, a fellowship of spirits across time and space, united in our quest for tranquility and virtue. Our struggles, our victories are shared. In each other's stories, we find reflections of our own. Let us then carry forward not just a commitment to personal serenity, but a promise to illuminate the way for others. In our words, our actions, our very presence, let us be beacons of calm in a tumultuous world. Let this be our legacy, that through our practice of Stoicism, we contribute to a world less ruled by the capricious whims of anger and more by the steadfast light of reason and empathy. In the end, our journey through the principles of Stoicism reveals a truth as beautiful as it is simple. That peace begins not on the battlefields around us, but in the quiet spaces within us. And in nurturing this inner peace, we find a strength untold, not just to face the world's tumult, but to transform it, one act of understanding, one moment of patience, one gesture of forgiveness at a time. So let us go forth with hearts lightened by wisdom, spirits fortified by discipline, and lives enriched by the pursuit of virtue. Together, in the shared silence of our inner tranquility, let us echo the timeless call of the Stoics, a call to live not just with fortitude, but with grace, not just in peace, but in profound connection with the tapestry of life itself. This is our journey, This is our calling. And in this, we find not just the path to overcoming anger, but the road to a life well lived.